Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. I've had at least half a dozen requests for me to comment on the Fallon Fox situation in the MMA, and I've previously made some statements on my Facebook about this, I think a couple of weeks ago, and it seems to be coming to a head, and a lot of people are asking about it, so I'm going to go ahead and address this for you guys. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Alright, I want to state up front, just right up front with this, I am politically very, very liberal. I hope I didn't lose some of my conservative subscribers, but most of my family and friends are conservative, so, I don't hold anything against you guys, but politically I am very liberal. I'm pretty politically correct when it comes to a lot of things. I am extremely pro-equal rights. I am very, very pro-gender equality. I am pro-equal rights for homosexuals, transgendered, bisexuals. I think they should be allowed to marry. Where I draw the line is when it comes to sports, and it's not an issue of discrimination. It's an issue of, I have a pretty good understanding of sports science. I am a student of sports science and exercise science. I know a lot about the way the body adapts to hormones, structural changes, muscle fiber composition, how it affects sports performance, and the ability to perform various athletic endeavors. And let's just be brutally honest. Men and women, when it comes to sports, and this is known, and I'm going to show you guys where to find records, I'm going to prove this to you, are not equal at sports. Particularly anything that requires power, explosiveness, or speed. Men are faster and more explosive than women, even when women use male hormones. Case in point, look at the Olympics, and I think most of us who understand anything about drug testing, which I've covered a lot, know that there are no natural athletes in the Olympics. It's almost unheard of. They're all on male hormones. So even the women there are using male hormones and growth hormone and other things. You take something like sprinting, take any of the sprinting, 40 meters, 100 meters, anything, and go look at various medalists from any given year in the female classes, and then go look at the male classes. The women who are winning medals generally couldn't qualify to even compete on the field with the men, and if they did get on the field, some of them would be placing 25th, 30th, 40th. It's not equal, and this is in the muscles that women have a better distribution in, the lower body for sprinting. And when you go to upper body, it becomes, even in the same weight category, men are generally much, much more powerful and stronger, even pound for pound, in the upper body, even when the women are using male hormones. So, you take a situation like this to where you have a fighter like this. This is an anabolic steroid using male fighter who trained, used exogenous hormones and everything else for years, is structurally a male, has a male bone structure, and that will not change with hormone replacement therapy. And I don't care what these doctors are saying, that's bullshit. And anybody who knows this knows better. These doctors are being paid to say this. I guarantee you there are plenty of other doctors and sports physicians who are calling bullshit. He's going to have, and I'll even say she, don't mind classifying Fallon legally as a woman. But for sports purposes, no. And that's why we even have bar body tests in the Olympics to weed out transgenders, because they're going to win. The males who are competing as females are going to win, and it has nothing to do with what's on the inside. It's that your structure and your muscle fiber density is going to be different due to early hormones in the body, due to your genetics, and you cannot change that. So she's in here fighting as a female with a male bone structure, male shoulder joints, male hands, male upper body muscle fiber density, and probably still using male hormones because all the females there are doing it. But she is going to be bigger, stronger, faster. This is a clear genetic advantage, and I'm concerned for a couple of reasons. One, if I have to make a psychological guess, I'm seeing a former male that has a resentment towards females for whatever reason, and that might be a big part. And look at this person's history a little bit. I can see how that could happen, particularly if this person felt like they should have been female. a resentment towards females, and to me, this is a sick fuck who likes to beat the fuck out of women, and that's exactly what's happened. That's why in both fights that this individual has been in, she devastated her opponents because she has a clear physical advantage and beat the fuck out of them. So to me, this is a man who likes to beat the fuck out of women, and it's now being televised on TV. I've got a problem with that. Number two, I think this sets a very, very dangerous precedent, and this is a problem of gender equality. This is basically, if this were to become, this precedent set in the MMA, which is just a fucking joke, gets carried over to something like the Olympics, that's the end of female sports. If you're born a woman, this is basically, this standard is saying that if you were born a woman, you will never fucking win a medal in the Olympics. That is what it's saying. It's basically taking the right away from women who were born as women to actually compete in their sports, because they're going to get devastated in any sport that has an explosive, a power, or a speed component to it. They're going to get crushed. They're done. That it ends all of those sports for females the moment this gets carried into the mainstream, if this happens, because the Chinese will be the first, in countries like that where there's going to be less of a choice in this thing, are going to produce an entire field of transgender athletes. They're going to have men in their men's division, and they're going to take former men who are transgenders, even if they don't have the same psychological situation that people who do it by choice do. Some of them might not really get a choice. They're going to be told by their government that you're going to do it. And these transgendered athletes are going to take all of the medals. That's the end of it. So basically, this is a threat to the ability of women to be able to fairly compete in sports. And as someone who believes in gender equality, I've got a problem with this. And my stance on it is that if a person really and truly feels that they were born in the wrong body, and whatever biochemical things are going on in their brain to where they truly feel like a female, they want to have surgical operations to change it, more power to them. If they come to me for training advice, I'll be more than happy to give them advice. In fact, I've had multiple of the other situations since I've started this channel. I've had 3 different transgender individuals who were born females who wanted to become males, who I've given training advice to help them reach their goals. And I'm more than happy to help those people. And I'm more than happy to give transgenders equal rights, but I draw the line at someone who is still structurally a male, and Fallon clearly is, even in the videos and pictures I've seen. This is clearly still structurally a male. Stepping into a contact sport against females and basically just beating the fuck out of women on a television screen. In 2013, I have a problem with that. I almost feel like we're back in the 1800s again, to where we basically are going to watch a man beat the fuck out of a woman for sport. And to me, it's just fucking sick. And I think it sets a very dangerous precedent on a couple of different levels. And I think it is really, in a lot of ways, it is a blow to gender equality for females. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on this today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you next time.